The Flesh-Eating Cream, Part 2. A story by Eby's Heart. Yes, I want the cream, Mrs. Ali said with a shaky, teary voice. Then open the door and collect the cream on your doorstep, the cream seller said coldly. Mommy, who is that? And what cream is it? Her daughter asked, crying with her. Mamouna, please check the door, the cream seller is here. When Mamouna, her friend, opened the door, she saw no one but a carton. She picked it up and went inside. Is this the cream? She asked while handing over the carton to Mrs. Ali, whose hands were shaking. Don't you think it is a bad idea to use this cream? After what it did this to you. Let us look for solutions somewhere else instead of using this cream. Mamouna said, sounding concerned. Mrs. Ali tried to stand and walk to her bathroom, but could not. So she asked Mamouna and her daughter to go and wait in the parlor. She scooped a handful of the cream and applied it on her face. Her body started vibrating and she instantly regained her youthful look. This particular cream will finish her up, I promise, Mrs. Mamouna whispered in Mr. Ali's ear. That was what you said when she had that accident that made her meet that stupid Mr. Stanley. Why is it so hard to kill a simple woman like my wife in a way that it will not look suspicious? Mr. Ali asked angrily. Mamouna, Mrs. Ali called her friend from the room. When Mamouna turned, she could not believe her eyes. Mrs. Ali was dazzling and beautiful than before. Wow, you look so good, Mamouna said, faking a smile. Mommy, you are back to yourself. How did you do it? Mrs. Ali's daughter asked, hugging her mother. Mr. Ali sighed and left. Apparently, Mr. Ali and Mamouna, his wife's best friend, has been trying so hard to kill Mrs. Ali so that they can be together. Mr. Ali cannot divorce Mrs. Ali because she owns all their properties including their home, so the only way to inherit everything was to eliminate her. They set her up for an accident 1 year ago, but she survived and fell in love with the hospital's accountant, who was now dating Mrs. Ali and also working in the same microfinance bank with her. Her husband could not talk or take action because she was the breadwinner. Mr. Ali and Mamouna have tried different spiritual means, but none worked. Mr. Ali was so careful so that he won't implicate himself in case she dies, so that he can inherit everything they had. This is because Mrs. Ali had filed a police report informing the police to hold her husband Mr. Ali responsible if she ever died in a mysterious circumstance. Madam, I have delivered the cream, the delivery person called Mamouna on the phone. Good, I will send your balance to you. Mamouna was the seller who sold the mysterious cream to Mrs. Ali. She got it from a spiritualist who told her that Mrs. Ali will age and die off once she stops using the cream. You shouldn't have sent her the cream again, and her dying would have been faster and easier too, Mr. Ali said once he joined Mamouna in the car. It might be traced to you if she died faster. Let us allow her to use it some more, and then watch her suffer, Mamouna said and laughed heartily. They both drove off. But Mr. Ali didn't know that his daughter saw him kissing Mamouna in her car. Mommy, I saw Daddy and Auntie Mamouna hugging each other in her car. Mrs. Ali's daughter Cami said, frowning. What? That can't be. Mrs. Ali shouted. Mrs. Ali and Mamouna were not just friends, but cousins. So she can't possibly be dating her husband. Mrs. Ali paid an investigator to trail Mamouna and her husband. Her discoveries almost made her have a heart attack. Manouma's 4 children belonged to her husband, and Mamouna's husband's 3-year-long illness was caused by Mamouna, who had been poisoning her husband for long. Mrs. Ali became really sad and started plotting to expose them. But she got the shock of her life when she got home and tried to change. Part of the skin in her laps pulled out with the cloth. She screamed and her husband ran to her room to know what was happening. It has started working. Her skin just started falling off, Mr. Ali said happily to Mamouna on the phone. Then we move the next plan, Mamouna said, giggling on the phone too. Please like, share and follow for the next part.